Happy days, everybody. This is the Grumpy Papa JoeJoe for Papa JoeJoe, anytime, anywhere. So, how's everybody doing today? Yeah, I'll tell you what, it's been a hectic couple of weeks. Uh, I tell you, I was going to talk about a show that I have been binging, but today I just feel like talking about being positive and taking everything in stride. It's just been one of those starts to a crazy month and a crazy week. Um, but I want to talk about how we get through those months and how we kind of feel like we're just alone, and sometimes we just don't make it through the day. At least we feel that way. We came on to different things around the house that we had to do. Uh, I got call from my insurance that I had to replace my roof after living here since 2007. It's been a while. The house was built in 2006, so it's over 20 years that it's been built. March of 2006. So they told me they weren't going to insure me if I don't fix the roof, and not just part of the roof, the whole roof, and I can't use my insurance, which I just didn't understand. But anyway, they also told me how to cut down some of the tree, which is understandable, was hitting part of the house, and then little things that I had to do, which is that was part of it, and then I also had to fix my small pool that we had. Uh we have a small pool from 3 to 5 feet in the backyard. It's an in-ground pool. But it's been messing up, so we have to fix that too. So anyway, so we kind of looked around. My wife looked around. She finally found somebody that can fix the roof, and it's gonna be a pretty penny. Uh, it's you know it's kind of tough, man. It's kind of tough. So you're you know, looking for how we're gonna finance it and stuff like that. But we just take it day by day. Uh, so it's kind of tough. I hope that some of y'all have can understand what I'm going through or what we're going through as a family. But you know, uh, man, I tell you. And then on top of that, my mom passed away 9 years ago uh, in August. Uh, And then my father-in-law, a couple of days later, a couple years that he passed away. So yeah, it hit pretty hard. These, this this month has hit pretty hard. So it's been one of those first couple weeks of August. So you just try to take it day at a time, but your mind just keeps running 100 miles an hour. You wanna get on this mic and you want to talk about one thing, and then you want to talk about another thing, and then you just, oh my God, I'm just so frustrated, and I'm so kind of like going 100 miles, 1,000 miles an hour in my head, and I haven't slept. I sleep a little bit during the day, and then I'm up practically from 2 o'clock in the morning till about 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and then I'll sleep for a few hours, and I'll sleep from 5 till maybe 8, 9 o'clock at night. Uh, and it's just frustrating. I'm trying to not worry about it, but I guess the more I try not to, the more I do. And I'm just trying to get through it, you know, just taking it minute by minute and hour by hour, and then day by day, week, So yeah, so it's been one of those uh start off months for me that it's everything just kind of my son put it. He goes, "This we just you just haven't caught a break, Dad," and it's been one of those things. Of course, he's always willing to help. I just tell him, no, you save your money and you just go and you got to go back to college. He's starting college here in September, so I told him, no, you work on scheduling your thing, your schedule for classes for your college, and he worries about it. But I told him, no, man, you're a 20-year-old. Don't worry about it. You do what you're supposed to be doing at your age. Don't worry about it. Mom and I got this. But he's a great kid, and and I'm glad. But it's just one of those things, and it's just uh, I'm just so frustrated with everything. But talking and laying out my frustrations on this mic, uh, hopefully, makes me feel better, and I think it is. But I just want to stay positive, and I just want to keep going and make things happen for us, and hopefully uh get things one thing at a time. I did trim the tree. That's one thing out of the way. We did get a roofer that's gonna take care of our roof. We did apply for the loan. Hopefully and that went pretty well. Everything looks to be awesome. They're gonna do the whole 100%. Seems like hopefully we'll find out Monday uh that we're gonna do everything. They're gonna do the whole 9 yards, the whole bottle of wax. We're not gonna have to put anything down. It's like I told my son, that's one thing that I have, and my wife and I have been blessed with, that we have been paying our bills and stuff like that, and uh, we, you know, we don't go out of our way to spend too much money. We don't live out of our means. We did get caught up in our early years that we were doing that, and then we had to buckle down and catch up on some of that because we were living out of our means, and what I mean by that, we were just spending money that not in a real bad way, but we were spending money and doing things that you know buying things and for the house and for the backyard and stuff like that, and then we were realizing that, hey, you know what, hold on, you know uh credit card here costing this much here and that much there. It starts adding up. So, we kind of started paying them off a little by little, and we just said, nope, we're gonna eat out less. We're gonna cook more. And I love cooking. I love grilling, and I love going out there, and my wife helps me out. She does the sides, and I do the main course, or vice versa. We do it together, so that helped. And we got into a routine like that. My son started looking at the age of about 14, helping me out outside on the grill. So that helps a lot. I love fishing. I love hunting, which reminds me, fishing. I gotta go buy my fishing license now. It's August. It's already August, so the end of August, my license expires. So I gotta go get my hunting and fishing license again. So if y'all fishermen, avid fishermen and hunters, it's about that time here in Texas. Uh, I don't know about the other states, but here in Texas, you got to go get your fishing license if you're 17 and older. So that's what we do. So anyway, I just trying to stay positive, people. Just trying to make things happen for us, and one thing at a time. The next thing I work on, I got to work on the pool. I gotta. Uh, it's not in bad shape. It's that, it's just we just got to clean it out. I got to buy new filters. I got to do stuff like that, and then I got to clean it out and stuff. Just the regular pool cleaning. And but I don't know. I think the motor on the pump is kind of messed up, so that's another thing that we got to work on. But a little by little, but we got till October 1st. So, we got the rest of August and the beginning of, and now the rest of September. So, you know, hopefully that'll work out for us and we can do all that good stuff and get it out of the way. But, other than that, I mean, I just wanted to talk about it and, just kind of slip this one in here and just kind of talk about what was so frustrating for me. And I just want to get it off my chest as I always wanted to do with this cup of JoeJoe anytime, anywhere. I want to make sure that I use it for the means of what I want to use it for, and that's just talking about everything. I did start looking through my notes that I had and I write things down sometimes. And man, I tell you what, my son and I and my wife, we laugh a lot and we joke a lot. And I think that's what's been keeping us going. I mean, yes, yesterday we laughed a lot. I mean, well, the last few couple weeks, every day we laugh. Every day we try to joke around. We try to make sure that we try, but it's tough sometimes, people. I mean, and I know that hopefully y'all understand that it is tough. And with y'all, if y'all are, if y'all have any comments, please comment. Let me know how y'all feel. I mean, how y'all passed y'all's stressful days, and what do y'all do? I mean, what I'd like to go fishing a lot. I do fishing sometimes. I mean, of course, the last couple of weeks I've been so busy trying to get the trying to talk to people. I had to talk to a few people with the roof. I had to talk to, get some things going with that tree. I had a with my chainsaw. I had also had one of them cutters that uh, I don't know what you call it, but uh, it's like, I guess it's the one that you cut up limbs up there on the high limbs that you have to uh reach up there for the high limbs. It's also a saw, but it's a real high one that you hold up, and it was battery operated. It's not gas operated. So it's a pretty good one. It's not it worked pretty well. I mean, the tree is not so thick. It's a nice flowery tree. So I had to cut cut the limbs off and stuff like that. So I got that out of the way. So I was pretty busy. Had to go over to my favorite store, Lowe's, and I had to go over there and buy some things. I had to also cut the grass and all that good stuff. So, of course, we had to weed eat and all that stuff and all that good stuff. So, but fishing helps me out a lot. That's my therapy also. Laughter, fishing. Having we normally start hunting dove season, but then we also go deer hunting here and there. Uh, but we do a lot of fishing. I do a lot of fishing, so that's my big time therapy. I love saltwater fishing. I like freshwater fishing. We have a lot of saltwater down where I live. We're surrounded by saltwater. We're surrounded here in the Gulf of Mexico. Right here, we go out to the beach. We go out to different areas where we fish for reds and trout and stuff like that. But anyway, uh, we do a lot of fishing, so that's something. But when you're not able to, I kind of like to watch comedy shows. I love stand-up comedy. I also like uh, just comedy shows. I watch a lot of action shows too. I mean, there's just different shows that I like watching. As you know, there is some shows that I'm going to talk about that I will talk about, and I will tell you what I think about them. I've already watched a few shows. Another a few shows are coming up too. There's some nice few shows on Paramount that are coming out that I want to watch. So that's gonna be pretty cool. But anyway, I want to read you something that I wrote down, and this is something that I hope that y'all can take and you know you can do whatever you want with it. Hopefully it'll make you feel better, and hopefully y'all can kind of just you know take it a little bit to heart and see what y'all think about it. But here goes. If you are dealing with anything in your life, find an excuse to laugh every single day and release the tension you have. Okay? Let me read that again. If you are dealing with anything in your life, find an excuse to laugh every single day and release that tension you have. As they say, laughter is the best feeling one can have. I mean, you know, when you're laughing and you're joking and you're having a great time, man, there's nothing that makes you feel like you're on top of the world. You know, uh, what's that? Uh, what do they say? As it said, laughter is the best medicine. Man, I think that is so true. That laughter is the best medicine. I think sometimes we take it for granted that other people have it worse off than what we do, right? Uh, which is true. I mean, some people are fighting an illness. Some people can't pay their bills. Some people are struggling. Some people don't are homeless. Some people, you know, they're in worse shape than what we are, or than what you are. I mean, where some people haven't had any food. Some people, some children, you know, uh, don't have any parents. I mean, uh, some couples uh, can't even have kids. They try so hard. So sometimes we think of everything about us. It's me, 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 me. Oh my God, me, me, me. And it's frustrating. And don't get me wrong, we all do it. It's just something that we all do. We we talk about it to our family, to our wives, to our husbands, to our sons, our brothers, our sisters, but most of all, husband and wife, we kind of keep it to ourselves sometimes because we don't want to worry the children, we don't want to worry the sons or the daughters that are in college or that are away from home that have their own lives or anything like that. But sometimes we need to talk. We need to ask, hey, can you help me out? The worst thing that's going to happen, they're going to say no. And that's okay. That's okay. We want to pray. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Some people believe in that. Some people don't believe in that. But it doesn't matter. It depends on what you believe. Don't let anybody stop you from what you believe. You know, uh, you got to tell yourself that you're going to have a great day. I say it. I say I'm going to have a wonderful day. I'm going to have a great day. Because you have to believe that. No matter what happens, you are still in charge of yourself. Who's in charge of you? You. Who's in charge of anything that you do? Remember, for every action, there's a reaction. Whatever you do, there's a choice. There's always a choice. We may not like the choices that we have, or that we are given to make, or that we make, but there is a choice. The choices in life that we make, sometimes I look back and I say, wow, I can't believe I did that, or I chose to do that. Hey, but that's in the past. Now I talk about in the present, I talk about the future, and I tell my son that all the time. I tell my kids that all the time. Hey, It doesn't matter what you've done in the past. All you got to do is remember to learn of what you did in the past. Learn by your mistakes. That's where we grow. And laugh about what we've did wrong sometimes because if we don't, it's just going to eat you up. How do I know this? Because it's done it to me. Oh, I was so angry all the time. I was so angry. People used to look at me and say, "Well, you're like the Hulk, man. You're always so mad at everything. You're always so angry of everything. I mean, why are you so angry? It's not gonna change anything." And I just used to look at him and just walk away. But I was so angry at what people did to me, at what people talked to me, and what happened to me, and why did it happen to me? I was so like, oh, poor me, poor Papa Jojo, poor me, poor this, poor why did this happen? And instead of embracing of what happened to me and saying, you know what, I'm gonna come out of this stronger, I just made myself smaller and made myself just weaker. And I was at yes, okay, I was younger, I was in my mid 20s, I was getting into my 30s and I thought I knew everything and then when something went wrong, I was so mad, I was that mad at the world and I just didn't care. Then I got into my 30s and I started kind of growing up. And then I kind of didn't grow up till probably in my mid 30s because I finally realized that no matter what I say or what I do, you can't change the past. I couldn't change anything. I couldn't change what my family thought about me. I couldn't change about what my so-called friends thought about me. I couldn't change about what I did. I couldn't change about what happened to me. I couldn't change about anything about my past. I couldn't change it. But I didn't realize that till I got older. If I, the old saying, I think how many of y'all have said this? God, if I knew now when I was younger, just to know it then, man, my life would be so different. Would it have been? I mean, I think we seem to do the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. The role of idiocracy. We seem to keep doing the same thing over and over and over. And then as we get older, then we figure out, oh, wow, okay, that's why we did wrong. How many times did our fathers and our mothers tell us one thing and we never listened to them, but then the neighbor's mom and dad told us one thing and it was the same thing that mom and dad told us and we listened to them. But because it was somebody different telling us, it came out different and we listened to them, right? Well, it's the same thing. When we're telling each other what's wrong, we're blaming ourselves obviously down deep and we're not really paying attention to what the real problem is. Well, the real problem is that we don't want to change, and we don't change. All we do is blame everybody but the person, which is you, which is me. Nobody made those mistakes. I made those mistakes. Grumpy Papa JoeJoe made those mistakes in my teens, in my 20s, in my 30s, in my 40s, in my 50s, and now I'm 60s. I'm making those mistakes. My wife doesn't make the mistakes for me. My son doesn't make those mistakes. My daughter doesn't make the mistakes. Grumpy Papa Jojo makes his own mistakes. I can blame whoever I want, yes, but it doesn't mean that I'm right or that they're the ones that made the mistakes. I'm the one that's making the mistakes. And until you personally look in the mirror and say, you're the one that's made the mistake and you're the one that has to look back and say, hey, nothing back there. There's a lot of great memories and a lot of stuff that we made that was happy, that was awesome, that was messed up. And then we got to learn from it. And if you decide to say, hey, you know what? I'm going to leave that behind, but I'm going to learn from it. But I'm also going to remember a lot of awesome stuff because we never forget, right? But we can always learn from it. I don't forget the bad stuff I did, but kind of not. I don't think about it. I don't think about it anymore. I don't let it run my life anymore. What I do is I remember and then I tell my son, hey, look, this is what I used to do. But I'm not telling him so that I can run his life. I'm telling him so that, and I always tell him this, look, I tell you these things that I did in my past so that you can learn just in case you ever come up to something similar, you have a choice in there mixed in with what you're going through so you can have some sort of answer of what you can and cannot do. I said, I'm not going to say it's not perfect. Nothing's ever perfect. Nobody's perfect. But at least you can figure out what kind of what what kind of action can I do or what kind of decision can I make out of the situation that I'm in? You know, it's like find a solution. If there's a problem, you find a solution. Well, and then you fix it. If there's a problem, you find a solution and you fix it. Is it gonna be that easy? No. If it was, man, life would be so simple. Life isn't fair and life isn't simple. So, laughter, laugh, cry, but we cry when we laugh sometimes because it's so funny and it's so awesome. I laughed. I wanted to cry so bad when he gave me that price of that roof, but I laughed. And I also felt so good when they told me we do financing. I said, man, that is awesome. And the first thing they asked me goes, how's your credit? I said, my credit is pretty well. I said, my wife and I's credit is good. He goes, good. He goes, because we take good credit and bad credit. It doesn't matter. The only bad thing is that if you have bad credit, the percentage of interest is going to go high. But of course, we did it on the weekend, so it's not gonna we're not gonna know till Monday. But then that's okay. We're gonna be okay. But man, the pricing of a roof, man, it's the pricing of owning a home, but it's something that hasn't been done in over 20 years. So I guess it's worth it. And I hope that roof lasts for another 30 years. I don't know. But yes, it's a decision we had to make. We either had to make the decision on doing financing on the roof, or they were telling, or my wife and I were talking about refinancing our home for another 30 years. I can't refinance our home for another 30 years. I could, but man, that's saying that I should live to be 93 years old. That's another 30 years. You know what? I don't know, man. I don't want to leave that burden on my son or my wife. I just don't. I just don't want to leave that burden for them. So we decided that, even if the interest is a little high, which I don't think it will be, but if it is, I'd rather take that hit than go 30 more years. So I think we'll be okay. So we'll pray about it and we did. I mean, everything looks okay. So we'll go from there. But once again, remember, it's it's an action that we took, and now the reaction is going to come, and it's a choice that we made. But it's a choice that we all have to make at times in different situations. My situation was uh, to buy the roof, to fix the roof. I had to do it. I had no choice. Either that, or they'll take the insurance off my house. And down here, we get hurricanes and we get hail. We get, you know, different types of storms. We also get tornadoes off and on. But hurricanes are very, very bad. We get them from June to the end of November. So, we just kind of started. We got June, July, we got the August, we still got September, October, and November. So we don't want a hurricane, but we get insurance hoping we never use it. But we need that insurance just in case something happens. And that's the reality of having insurance and paying for insurance, you know. But seriously, people, just get yourself to where you can be positive about things. I mean, I know it's hard. Get the therapy, whether it's fishing, whether it's laughter, whether it's just communicating with each other, talking to each other. But don't be Don't don't be negative and blame everybody for what's going on in your surroundings. Remember, everything that happens because we made that decision. I made the decision. You made the decision. So just step back, look at what we did, and then think about it and say, okay, what did I learn from the decisions I made in the past? And now I've got to make a decision this time. It's like when we were younger and we first got married 20, 23 years ago, it was okay, we were spending money. Okay, yes, our credit was still good and everything because we were paying our bills and stuff like that, and we are living, where we were paying every bill just the minimum and stuff like that. And oh, it's okay. Yeah, 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 yeah. Put it on the card. Yeah, put it on the card. And we were buying this. Oh yeah, yeah. That that looks good. We'll put it out there by the patio. Oh yeah. Oh, that's gonna look good in our boys' room. Oh, that's gonna look great in the living room. Oh yeah, that TV looks good. Oh yeah, that looks good. Oh, so you start buying things, right? And you don't realize that, you know, $50 here, $100 here, and all of a sudden you got these payments and everything adds up. But then we sat down and we started going, whoa, wait a minute. I'm a numbers guy. I started telling my wife, I said, you know what? I gotta do We got to do some numbers on what's coming in and what's going out. So we finally could have gotten upset. I could have gotten mad. I could have gotten, oh my God, we're spending too much money. But we were having fun. And it was frustrating. It was kind of to the point to where we were looking at each other going, man, we can't go eat every single day or 4 or 5 times a day. I mean, a week anymore. We can't go to our favorite restaurant anymore. That's a lot of money, right? So what we did is we sat down and we said, "Hey, let's go buy the groceries and let's start cooking it." Oh, you want this type of? We'll make our own Philly cheesesteak, or similar to that, or we'll make, and then I'll start cooking more fish. I'll start fishing. I'll start cooking more fish. So it got to the point to where we started sitting down and clicking down on our numbers and making sure, that we were starting to pay. So instead of eating all that food, we were saving a lot of money not eating out. So we took that money that we would go out to eat and we were paying off a credit card. Once we paid off that credit card, boom, we didn't use it no more. Then we paid off another credit card. Boom, we didn't need that one no more. And started helping us. And luckily my wife was also working, so that helps. That helped a lot. And we did this before she got laid off from the first job that she had. She's working again, but it took her quite a few years to find this next job. After she got laid off the first job. But here we are. It took some time, people. It's not something that just happens overnight. And yes, it is frustrating. It's not. It didn't happen just like, oh, we were so happy go lucky. No, we went through our ordeals. We went through whatever everybody goes through, but we communicated and we talked to each other. And it made it easier for us to understand what we were going through. Okay. That's all I'm saying. Is, it's frustrating. I wanted to talk about this today because I just felt that everything just hit this month. This first couple weeks out of this month, everything just, man, just clicked. Wow, boom, boom. And then with the dates of my mom's uh anniversary of her death, and then my father-in-law a couple of days later, his anniversary of his death, it just kind of like just hit home, and it hit way too close to home because we were close to both of them. Of course, my mother and my wife were real close. We're very close. Me and my father-in-law were very close. He was my fishing buddy, and we were, it's been hard. It's been super hard. And it's still super hard because it's fresh. It feels like yesterday he was still here and we were just joking around and he was looking at me and going, "Hey Joe, are we gonna go fishing?" "Yeah, man, we're we're going, Dad." And then my mom looking at me and going, "Hey, what do you want to eat? You want some enchiladas? You want some lasagna? You want, you know?" Small 4'11" Italian woman that could cook any meal that I asked her to, as long as I bought her all the ingredients. And I was right there learning how to do that. And I miss the heck out of that woman. And I miss the heck out of my father-in-law. And man, it hurts. And it hurts a lot. And I ask you to please, if you miss somebody, it's okay. It's okay. Just we we stand strong and we will be there, and it's going to happen every single year. It doesn't matter. And then in October, my dad will be 19 years that he passed away. And that's also hard. That's even further than October because, I just, oh, boom, that hits. That was my other fishing buddy that we started. I started with him when I was 4 or 5 years old fishing with him. And that's another story. But my dad, that's it just hurts every day. I think every day is an anniversary of my mom, my dad, uh, and of my father-in-law, and then of course my older brother and my younger sister and my older sister. I mean, that's it's harsh, but like I said, we take it day by day, and laughter helps a lot too. So just take it for what it's worth, and remember, if you have anything else, uh, smile, be positive, and one more time, if you're dealing with anything in your life, find an excuse, laugh every single day, and release the tension you have. Laughter is a feeling that everybody should have. The only reason I say that is because they say laughter is like the best medicine, right? But man, if you have that tension, then find that laughter, find something that makes you laugh every single day so that you can release that stress, so you can release the tension of that stress that you have. Okay? Do that. Do that for you so that you can feel better and you can help people around you too. Okay? Hey, this is the Grumpy Papa JoeJoe for Cup of Papa JoeJoe. Anytime, anywhere. Join me on my next broadcast, and I'll talk to you later. And as always, we'll find a way. I know you will, because we will too. Till next time, love you.